Evil Dead 1 was filmed under very difficult circumstances in the mountains of Tennessee. A lot of problems with the cold. Evil Dead 2 was filmed in Wadesboro, North Carolina, in the grip of a terrible heat wave. Just the exact opposite climactic experience. Working in that heat, and it was in the summer.
Right.
It must have been brutal on everyone.
It was tough on the actors and the makeup, that's for sure, because they had that latex rubber suits that a lot of them were in, and it did get up to 120 in the gymnasium that we were shooting in, and we built our set up, so it was about 15 feet up, so it was really the top air in that gymnasium, and it was very difficult to try and keep cool. But I found it was not difficult for the other individuals or myself, that type of heat, because cameras wouldn't stop and the equipment still functioned. They weren't, for instance, it wasn't computer equipment, it was all hardware, machinery, and batteries. So the cold really was much worse on the first Evil Dead than the heat was in the second Evil Dead. And we had a lot of water, and we had one or two people pass out, but overall, it didn't really slow us down too much. Wasn't nearly as bad as the cold.
You filmed some of the picture on property that was used in The Color Purple.
Yeah. Very strange. We got in touch with the North Carolina Film Commission, who were very helpful, and they said they led us to some locations. They didn't exactly work right. We were looking for a valley to build the cabin in, and which is the main site of the picture. All the horror takes place in this one cabin in the mountains. And finally they said, well, there is a place where they have shot another movie before, and they do have valleys, and I know that the fellow does rent his property out for filmmakers, and they have power already there, which is part of the consideration. We had to be fairly close to a main source of power. So we went to Mr. Huntley's farm, Harry Huntley, and it turned out to be the same place that they had shot Color Purple on. Although we didn't use the sets that they had built, which were still standing, we did use the main old house, which I guess is, I don't really remember the names of the characters in the picture, but it was the main white house location where the family lived. And we used that as our production office. Beautiful old house, built before the Civil War, I think. And then we would commute to the set, which was in the woods about 1.5 miles away, basically, on an old dirt road. And there we built the exterior shell of the cabin, shot all the exteriors there, and the interiors were filmed in that gymnasium that I was telling you about. But the community was very helpful, and they made us a great deal. They said, well, you can use our gymnasium provided you, it was an abandoned school, provided you fix the roof, fix the cement, replace all the windows that are currently broken out of it. So we said, great, and that cost us $10,000, which in film money to get a studio was very cheap. And we could use the gymnasium to build our interior sets. All the classrooms served as makeup rooms, production offices, dressing rooms. They had big community bathrooms and showers and parking in the playground, and it really was the ideal location. And we left there saving a lot of money on studio, and the community had the experience of having us dump some $3 million into the economy and leaving their school now fixed up, which it really worked out swell for everybody.